For those of you that can't remember, today we are continuing with this fake NSA website from the Sandstorm, the root Sandstorm, from the Sandworm challenge from Hack the Box. Last time we got some access on it, but we quickly found out that we are not really on a system. We are actually on some kind of jail. Let's take a look at what we can find on our file system. And as you can see, everything belongs to nobody in no group. So this is another sign that we are not actually on a real system. We are somewhere, I don't know where, but we are somewhere in a fire jail, I think was the name of the tool that is locking us. Today we're trying to find out what kind of jail we're in and perform a jailbreak. Now let's first look at if we can find something in the process folder. Chances are that the first process that is our jail, that would make sense. The first process that we started, let's check the command of this process proc1, or is there a proc0? No, proc1, and then let's check out what this tells us, and it tells us it's fire jail profile web app flask run. All right, great. So we have verified we are somewhere in fire jail. Can we execute fire jail ourselves? Command not found. All right. Okay, first of all, let's see what can we do with our user that we are right now. We go into the home of Atlas and let's check out what we have in here. And we have cache, cargo, config, new PG, local profile, and .ssh. Now let's take a look at .ssh. What do we have in here? We have nothing in there. Perfect. What do we have in .cargo? We have a registry. So let's take a look at what's in .cargo / registry. Can we find something? Cache, index, source, doing some basic enumeration, as you would call it. Let's go into the config folder, because I think last time we found out, yes, that fire jail is in here. I mean, maybe we find something in this fire jail. Permission denied. Fantastic. What do we have in HTTP? Okay. Fantastic. So we have something called sessions here. Now, I'm no genius, but I think that if something is called sessions, it will store some kind of key for the sessions that are running somewhere on here. Now we have HTTP. No idea what it is. Maybe actually let's look it up. What the hell is HTTP? Interact painlessly with APIs. Leverage the power of AI-assisted work. Blah, blah, blah. So it looks like it's the new thing that will replace Postman, right? So it will access an API, which, if we're lucky, means that there will be some credentials. Now, let's go into HTTP and look at what we have in here. So sessions is apparently a folder or directory. So is this localhost 5000, and in here we find an admin JSON. All right, and we have a username silent observer. All right, let's try that. SSH silent observer at ssa.htb. Let's try if they are struggling with one of the top vulnerabilities in the entire software or cybersecurity segment, which is, we use the same credentials everywhere. All right, so if that is asking me for a password, let's paste the password that we just found. And does it work? That's the big question. And it does work. Okay, apparently we have found another instance of the #1 vulnerability found in systems today, which is credentials and password reuse, which, come on people, please stop doing that. You're better than that. I believe in you. Now, we've got some credentials, etc. So the first thing we need to do is go into our folder and say user creds, was it silent observer, password quite like the wind. And now we're in, I think, right? Is silent observer our user that we have to get the flag from, or was it Atlas? I mean, the easiest way to find out is if we just ls and find the user flag. All right, okay, we got the user flag. That was pretty fast for today. Fantastic. Now let's go in here, let's paste it in here. And boom, that's almost like a Christmas gift for us. Isn't that beautiful? All right, now the question is, how do we elevate our privileges? First of all, let's first try the easiest way. Are we like sudo cat user creds, quiet like the wind? And silent observer is not in the sudoers file. All right, fantastic. This means we need to find some other way to dig into this system. Now, this is a medium challenge, so it's not like what we're accustomed from the easy challenge where we just run like some exploit and it works magically. We have to actually do some kind of work. Now, I don't know about you, but last time we had some fun in the topology thing with this PSI thingy. Now, let's just try that again. What was my IP? Let's open up a new tab. Let's open up our IP. Let's get this here. Let's, what have we? 8080. Tac. Boom. 8080 PSI 64. Wow, is that from the same people that make Mario? We have a 64-bit system. So let's just execute our PSPy again and maybe we find something interesting. Did we find something interesting? So that was me. Well, it looks like we have something with cron running. Then we have a lot of nothing followed by Atlas, which we were before, and cargo. We saw that before, right? If we go here into our jail, we have this cargo thing, and this has nothing to do with cars. In fact, as I learned last week, this is the package manager for Rust or something like that, isn't it? I don't know. I just coded for Rust for the first time in my life last week, and I think I saw cargo package management, and the packages are called crates. I mean, does it make sense? I don't know, maybe. But we have cargo and we have some directory. Let's take a look what's happening here. So first we go into opt tipnet, then we echo E and an E into Atlas. Okay, what the hell is tipnet? And first of all, first red flag, it's in the opt directory. I mean, we can look at this weird root cleanup job later on. Let's first check out this tipnet thing, which apparently we have access to. All right, so let's go in there. So opt is always kind of suspicious, kind of a red flag. How do you get it? Because I'm dressed in red. By the way, this shirt is also part of my merch, which you can find in the description down below. But back with the task at hand, we have the cargo tunnel. Now, what the hell do we have in the cargo tunnel? This looks like a configuration because there is the cargo log. This sounds to me like package JSON and package log. So let's just look what we have in cargo tunnel, which I mean, kind of cool new feature that I just am discovering about Rust, if that's correct. While we first have a couple of dependencies here. So first we have the basic stuff that you have when you have your own package, software, cargo, whatever you want to call it. You also have this with Node or any other programming language actually, or framework or whatever. We have the name, the version, the edition, and then we have a logger, which funnily enough is in opt crates logger, right? And weirdly enough, our user group as read and execute, right? Okay, and in here we have another cargo tunnel, which just says we need chrono and oh, do we want to do that? We have a custom application. This means that we have to check out the code and see what's happening, right? That's usually how CTFs work. Last week, we coded in Rust. This time, we're reading in Rust. So let's take a look at the code, actually. Oh no, we have to read Rust. I hate Rust. And we have now format, user, query, justification, mutate file, create through, open. We have the tipnet access log, error writing file, error writing file. All right, okay. So back to the tipnet, we have the access log. Fantastic. What does the access log tell us? Main.rs. So let's take a look at what this code entails, because as I said before, last week we wrote something in Rust, and this week we're hacking something in Rust. So we are on the tipnet. All right, fantastic. What does this mean? What the hell is going on? We have this println, which if you forgot, in Rust you have to shout at the console. That's why you have println with an exclamation point. We have mode. Println mode is still being ported to Rust. Try again later. Connect to the bell. But you know what? We're gonna do this a whole lot easier. So let's check out what we have in the access log and maybe look at this one. Pulling fresh submissions into database, right? This sounds like the thing we're looking after. I'm still not really sure what we're going to do once we know this, but maybe we can do some code injection. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, we found something. So we know now for a fact that the logger log method is called here. And if we go back to our access log itself, we see that it's run about every 2 minutes. So what are our permissions on the logger, right? Because it looks like we would have write permissions. Yes, we have write permissions. So we can basically execute whatever code we want. And I'm not sure who executes this, but it's executed. I mean, we run this cargo command is run, which I think will load the newest packages, which means we can just put code in here and do our code injection, right? And then we will be root. Or am I on the wrong track? I mean, that could be the solution, right? So let's try it out. Come on. The last month, nobody wanted to hear anything about Rust. And now I have to write Rust code again. All right, I know that we can do it. So let's just think about this for a moment. I will build a reverse shell. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We will use the same technique. Let's go into here and say Rust reverse shell. And then let's take a look at what we have. All right, this seems easy enough. Now we are going to use clean code rules just for better debugging. And let's create our function ref shell, just because, you know, we don't code enough in our streams, and we have this nice thing which we will just copy. I mean, this is just to check the status. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. All right, in here. And now let's make it, let's not make it fancy, or I have to learn how to write params in Rust. Are you kidding me? Or we'll keep that for the later part of this video. So we have this one, which is our IP. And now we need a port, which will be port 2060. All right. And over here, we are just gonna listen to for 2060. And then in here, we are gonna put in our, now I hope this works out. Right, you never know with Rust. Can't open file for writing. Are you kidding me? What is happening? Why is the folder empty? Did it already execute? Am I already root? You're not gonna believe this. Everything is gone. And I don't know what to say. Let's just do it quick and dirty here. All right, now we're in. Come on. Now we just play the waiting game. Let's wait for it. I'm actually stupid. How did I forget this? I have to import a library to do that. My genius, sometimes I'm afraid of my own genius. My mind is just too strong for my own good. All right, and now we have to wait. Or did it already work? No, nothing happened. Okay, I wasn't calling my method. Perfect. Oh, sorry, my function. I don't wanna like rustle any rustaceans feather. Something happened. All right, something happened. And I'm Atlas. So the weight of the world is on my shoulders. So it looks like we found a new user, or we are a new user called Atlas that belongs to the group Jailers. Now we just need to find out how we can abuse this group permissions, because every other user in this CTFs usually has no other groups. So this is suspicious, and we need to learn how we could abuse this to become the root user. And that's what's going to happen in the next video. See you there. Bye-bye.